Hello and welcome to our next video lecture, which will be again on same module 4, which is related to arrays and strings. In this video lecture, we will be discussing about few programs which are based on strings. In the last video lecture, I have discussed about the string fundamentals. That means how to declare a string, how to initialize it, how to make use of getS function, how to make use of putS function. Now we will extend. We will try and write some programs, some small programs which will make use of string data. What are the programs that we are looking after in this session? The first program we will write about finding the length of the string. Since this is a very important operation for any string related program, because in every string related program the first thing that we need to do after reading a string from user is to find length of the string. So let us see how to find length of the string at the beginning. Then second program we will perform on reversing the string. So if the user enters a particular string, my program will reverse that string and it will display the reverse string to the user. The third program we will discuss about is counting the words present in the given sentence. In this case, we will ask the user to enter a sentence and we will count how many words are present in that sentence. Let's begin with our first program, that is finding length of string. Let us assume we are having character array S whose capacity is again arbitrarily large, 100, because we don't know what is the length of the string that is entered by the user. So we will read a string from user by using getS function, and since we do not know that how many characters are entered by the user, I have given an array with capacity 100, but user can enter a string which may consist of, let's say, 5 characters, or maybe 10 characters, or maybe 50 characters. I do not know how many characters are entered by the user. Our aim is to find out how many characters are entered by the user, that is the length of the string. How we will do this? Let's consider after user completes input, the contents of the character array S will be as follows. So let us assume the user has entered a string A, B, C, D, E, F. Then getS function will store these characters sequentially in the character array S as follows. That is, first character A will be stored at S0. Second character B will be stored at S1. Likewise, last character F will be stored at S5. And getS function will automatically insert a null character, end of string character, as the last character inside this. What about this part? This is wastage, because we have created array of capacity 100, but we are using only up to this. So this remaining elements, remaining part of the array goes useless. We are not using it, right? Then we need to count all the characters present in this string which are present before null character. So if I want to find length of this string, I should start counting from here. So that is S0 element. I will compare this with null character, that is \0. Since A is not matching with \0, we will increment the count and increase the length by 1. Initial count we will take equal to 0. So every time we go to the next element, that is next element is S1 whose value is B. Again I will compare with null character. Since not matching, we will increment the count. Then we will go to the third element S2. The character present over there is C. We will compare it with null character. It is also not matching with null character. We will increment the count to 3. And we will keep on counting every character that will come across before we reach null character. The moment the given element value, let's say S6, whose value is null character, it is matching with null character, we will stop counting. And then the value present in our counter is nothing but what? Length of the string. So it happens like this. So for first character A, we will increment the counter to 1. Second character we will increment to 2. By considering initial value of C is 0. Third, it will be 3. Likewise, up to F, we will keep on incrementing it. When we compare S6 with null character, we will find the match is there. So we will stop counting and we will say length of the string is 6. So this is a very simple procedure which can be implemented by using while loop. So what is the sequence of operation that we will do in our program? We will declare an array of arbitrarily large capacity. We will ask the user to enter a string. Then we will initialize counter to 0 and then we will keep on comparing every element of this array with null character. Every time it is not matching with null character, we will increment a count. The moment it is matching with null character, we will stop the repetitions and we will display length of the string to the user. Okay, let's go to the Turbo C. Let's go to the Turbo C to perform or implement this operation on a Turbo C compiler. So I will start the Turbo C. The system is a little slower. Yes. Now it started. So I will open a new file and we will try to write a program which will find length of the string. So as I already told you, first thing that we need to do is create a character array of arbitrarily large capacity. Then we will take a counter variable C whose initial value will keep equal to 0. Right? And now what is the thing? We will clear the output screen first. We will ask the user by using printf to enter any string. And then we will read that string by using getS function. The destination array is array s. So this will complete the input operation. The user string will be accepted and it will be stored into the array s. Now what we need to do is we need to compare s of, let's say, C. What is the value of C right now? 0. So it will compare S0 not equal to null character. So let's say \0 like this. So we want to check this condition for repetition. That is, the element of character array, is it matching or not with null character. And this we have to do again and again. So I will write it by using while loop. So let's say while s of C is not equal to null character. Every time this is true, we should increment a counter. So let's say C++, close this loop. So now when C is 0, this will compare S0 with null character not matching, so counter will be incremented. Then again it will compare S1 with null character not matching, counter will be incremented. So like this, we will keep on comparing every element with null character. Every time the match is not found, we will increment a counter. The moment this condition is false, that means element value is equal to null character, the repetitions will be stopped. We are having length of the string with us. We will write printf and we will display length of string as equal to %d and we will display value of variable C. After which I will write getch and that is the end of program. So we will test this program. We will compile this and we will run to check. Let us enter a string A, B, C, D, E, F. So what is the length of the string that I entered? 6. When I press enter, the program will display output as length of string is 6. Again, if I run it and when I say the string is IPL space 2020, what is the length of this string? Length of this string is 8 characters because space is also considered as character. So when I press enter, it will display length of the string is 8. Right? So it is very simple to find length of the string by using one while loop. this while loop is responsible for finding length of the string. But there is a predefined function which also can be used to find the length of the string. Name of that function is strlen. I can use that function like this. I can directly say C is equal to strlen and in bracket name of the character array which holds the string. So this line is equivalent to our while loop. So what I will do is we will delete this while loop from our program and we will keep only this line, because it will do the same operation as it was performed by the while loop. After writing this particular command, that means I am calling a predefined function strlen to find length of the string which is present in character array S and store that length of the string into the variable C, integer variable C. So we need the this variable C of type int. Even in the previous program also, I have taken it of character type character, but you should take it of type int. Let us compile this program. When I compile this, what you will find is error. This is because we are making use of a predefined function strlen without including its header file. So you can see the error coming is function strlen should have a prototype. To avoid this error, what we need is, along with stdio.h and conio.h, I need to include one more header file whose name is string.h. So string.h is the header file which consists of many string related functions. One of them is strlen. Let's compile the program now, and again we will run this and we will provide an input, let's say IPL space 2020. When I press enter, again I will get the same output, that is length of the string is 8. So length of the string can be calculated by either using predefined function strlen or by writing a simple while loop that we have just now written. I hope you understood this program. Let us go to our second program. Okay, what is the next program that we wanted to write? It is about reversing the string. So let us assume the string entered by the user is Java, that is JAAVAA. Then array S will look something like this. It will hold a string which is entered by the user, that is Java. J will be stored at S0, A will be stored at S1. Likewise, the S6 element will consist of null character, and this is unused part of my array. So this is user input. What we need to do is we need to first find length of the string by using the previous procedure, and what we will get is length of the string is 6. Okay. Then we will take a variable as an index to the first element. What is the index of the first element? 0. We will take a variable I whose initial value is 0. We will take another variable as an index to the last element. The last element of the string is this A, and index of that is 5, that is n minus 1. We will take J whose initial value is n minus 1, and then we will swap the pair Si with Sj. So I is pointing here, J is pointing here, so we will try to swap this pair, that is Si with Sj. This will swap only one pair of this particular string, but we need to swap other pairs also. So we will continue our procedure. This time what we will do is we will increment I by 1. Previously it was 0, so its value will be 1. Then we will decrement J by 1. Previously its value was 5, now it becomes 4. And then we will again swap the pair Si with Sj. And we will repeat this procedure until I remains less than n by 3. Why less than n by 3? Because n is length of the string. So if length of the string is 6, how many pairs of characters this string consists of? It is 6 by 2. So there is a correction, that is not n by 3, it should be n by 2. So let us correct it. It's not n by 3, it is n by 2. So I should be less than n by 2. So it is 3. So we need to swap 3 pairs. The second pair that we will swap will be like this. After incrementation I will be 1, after decrementation J will be 4, and they will be pointing to these elements, and we are swapping this pair, right? The next pair that we will swap will be this pair, this with this. So this string consists of 6 characters, so it will consist of 3 pairs, that is 6 by 2. Do not take this as a 3, but consider 6 by 2 or n by 2, and this will reverse the string. Let us check this also through our program. So let us write a program to reverse a string by using Turbo C. Again, we will declare a character array S with arbitrary large capacity, let's say 100. We will take integer variables I and j. We will take a variable n to count or to find length of the string. We will take its initial value equal to 0, right? Then, since we wanted to swap the character pair, we need to have a temporary variable t of type chr. Then we will ask the user to enter a string. We will read it by using getS. Then we need to find out length of the string. So either I can find the length of the string by using this command, that is n is equal to strlen. This will give me length of the string. And then after finding length of the string, we need to start a procedure which will reverse the string. So to reverse the string, what we need is initialize I to the first element, that means with index 0. Initialize j with the last element index, that is n minus 1. And then we will write a while loop. We will write while I is less than n divided by 2. So n for our case it is 6, so n by 2 will be equal to 3. So 3 pairs will be swapped. How to swap the pairs? To swap the pairs, what we need to do is we need to write t is equal to si. That means copy the contents of si into the temporary variable t. Then we will write si is equal to sj. That means copy contents of sj into si. And finally we will write sj is equal to t. That means copy the value of temporary variable into sj. After doing this swapping, the very important step that we should implement is we should increment I, that is I plus plus, as well as we should decrement j, that means j minus minus, and we will close this while loop. So this is the procedure which will find a reverse of the string, right? So to find the reverse of the string, first we need to find length of the string, initialize I with the index of first element, initialize I with the index of first element, initialize j with the index of last element. What will be the index of last element? If the length of the string is n, it becomes n minus 1. So we will initialize j with the index of last element, and then we will swap pairs. How many pairs? N by 2 pairs. Since n is the length of the string, if it is 6, then number of pairs that we need to swap will be equal to 6 divided by 2, that will be equal to 3. We need to swap 3 pairs. So therefore I have written a condition I less than n by 2. Every time what we are supposed to do is we need to swap si with sj, then increment I so that it will point to next element. It will point to next element. Decrement j in order to point to previous element. Point to previous one. So I is moving from left to right, j is moving from right to left, and the pairs are getting swapped. After swapping all the pairs, we are having reverse of a string ready with us. Let's display it. We will say reverse is equal to percentage s. We can use printf to display the string and specify the name of the array, that is s. End this command and then end the program. Get ch, end of program. Let us compile this program now. We will run it. It will ask me to enter any string. So let's say the string is Java. After pressing enter, what you will find? Reverse is Avaj. So you can enter any string and this program will find the reverse of that string. For example, I will run it again. This time we will enter a string, let's say ABCD123, whose length is 7 characters. So 7 is the length. So what will be 7 by 2? It will be again 3, because integer divided by integer. So how many pairs will get swapped? Only 3 pairs will get swapped. That is, A will be swapped with 3, B will be swapped with 2, C will be swapped with 1, D will remain in its original position. It is the center element, right? So when I press enter, the reverse of the string calculated will be 3, 2, 1. D will remain in the same place, C, B, A. So this is how we can reverse the given string. I hope you have understood the second program. Now, if you are able to reverse the given string, can you write next program as an assignment question or worksheet question? We wanted to write a program to check the string entered by user is palindrome string or not. So this is your worksheet question. Check the string entered by the user is palindrome string or not. So you will try this on your own at home. If you are having any doubt, you can ask me during our Zoom session. Now, there is second string related function which I can use here. The name of that function is strrev. This function can be used to reverse the string. Okay. Now, which string we wanted to reverse? The string which is present in the character array S. So we need to write the command like this: strrev in bracket S. So source string for this strrev function is the string present in the array S. After reversing, where the resultant string will be stored, it will be again stored into the same array. That means we will lose original one. So this command is equivalent to this set of commands that we used to reverse the given string. So this complete block of command can be replaced by a single command strrev. So let me delete this block and I will keep only this command, that is strrev in bracket S. This will also find the reverse of given string. And this function strrev is also present in the header file string.h. Let us compile the program. Now n is assigned a value that is never used because we are not using variable n. Let it be. We will run our program. We will ask me enter any string. So let's say the string is ABCD1234. When I press enter, the reverse string calculated will be 4321 DCBA. What will happen if I run this program and enter the string as a number? Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When I press enter, I will get the reverse, that is 654321. But is it the reverse value? No. It is whatever digits were entered in the order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, they are displayed in reverse order, that is 654321. So this is the second program that we completed today. Program to find reverse of the string. And based on this program, you are supposed to write a program to check the string is palindrome or not. Let's move on quickly to our third program, that is counting words present in a given sentence. Let us assume the string entered by the user is all is well. Then the array S will look something like this. So this is the string entered by the user stored into the array S. Now, to count the number of words present in the string, what we'll do is, again, we'll find the length of the string. Then, next step is we will take a variable to index first element, that is I is equal to 0. So that index variable I will point to the first element whose value is A. Then, we will compare this SI with space. Is it equal to space? Because we know the number of words present in the given sentence will be always one more than number of spaces. Since this sentence all is well consists of two spaces, 1 and 2, the number of words present in this particular sentence is 3. So our aim is to search for a space and if we got this space, then increment counter. We will compare SI with space character. If matching, then we will increment our count, that is C++. We will repeat this procedure till we don't reach the end of the string. So in short, the procedure will like this. We will initially take value of counter C is equal to 0. First time when we will encounter a space, we will increment the value of counter by 1. Next time when we will encounter another space, we will increment the value of counter by 1. So its value becomes 2. And then likewise, we will keep on comparing remaining characters till we do not reach the end of the string. That is, till we finish with the length of the string. And finally, what we will get is number of words is equal to C plus 1, that is 3. Let us write a program to perform this operation. Again, we will take a character array S with arbitrary large size or capacity, that is 100. Then we will take integer variable I, j is not required. We will take an integer variable n for finding length of the string. We will ask the user to enter any string to find length of the string. Can we write our while loop again? How to write that while loop? We will write while s in square bracket n not equal to null character. Instead of using predefined function strlen, I am writing my own code to find length of the string. If this condition is true, we will write or we will perform n++. So when we come out of this loop, what we will get is length of the string. So n will give me length of the string. Then what we need to do now, we have to take a variable I, which is pointing to the first element. Then the I should be incremented till we do not reach the end of the string. That means I should remain less than n, that is length of the string. Every time I should increment I by 1. So I can do this operation by using a for loop. We will write a for loop for I is equal to 0. So it will point to the first element. Then n is the length of the string. So it will be continued till we do not reach the last element. Every time we should increment index by 1. I have forgotten to take the variable C, which is counter. So I will take C with initial value equal to 0. And now inside this for loop, what we need to do is we need to check the given element is equal to space or not. That means we need to check is SI is equal to a space character. So this is the condition I need to use. Is SI equal to space? So I will use if else. So I will write if this condition is true, what I need to do is I should increment a counter. So I will write C++. We will close if, we will close for. By the time we will come out of this for loop, what we will be ready with? Count. And that count will be counting number of spaces. So C variable will be counting number of spaces. Of course, we are assuming that between two words of a sentence, there exists only one space. So if the user enters multiple spaces, our program will give incorrect output. So this assumption is important, that between two consecutive words, the user has entered only one space. So after coming out of this loop, we will try and display number of words. So for that, we will write printf command and we will write number of words is equal to %d and we will display value of C plus 1. Because C is count of number of spaces, so number of words will be 1 more than number of spaces. So this program will find out how many words are present in given sentence. Let us compile this program and we will run this. So after execution starts, I will enter a string, let's say all is well. When I press enter, the number of words counted will be equal to 3. Then let's check it for another input. Let's run it again and I will enter a string your exam dates will be declared very soon. So I have entered a big sentence and I wanted to find out how many words are present in this word in this sentence. When I press enter, it is showing that number of words is equal to 8, and that is correct. So I hope you have understood the program to count number of words present in given sentence. Now here is your second worksheet question. So what is the question? What we need to do is write a program to change or to make first character of every word capital. So I will ask the user to enter any sentence. For example, if the sentence entered by the user is all is well, then the output expected by my program, the output expected is A capital, first character of the word, space, then I capital, and then W capital. So it should come like this. First character of every word you need to convert to the uppercase character, right? So this is your second worksheet problem. Write a program to make first character of every word capital. So I hope you will be able to perform this operation, right? Now we will go to the last point, that is recap what we have seen today. We have written a program for finding length of the string by using while loop as well as by using strlen function. So we learned strlen function, which is part of string.h. Then we have also written a program to reverse the string. We achieved string reversing by swapping the pairs first and last, second and second last, like this, by using two index variables I and j. This operation can be also performed by using the predefined function strrev, which is part of again string.h. And third program that we have written is for counting number of words present in the given sentence. I hope you have understood these all programs. You can ask your doubts during our Zoom session. So till that time, bye bye.